And
It's a new week.
yes, it is a new week. No, we were just talking about how Joe Rogan is a very interesting person, and how my bad. And how it's crazy how he podcasts all the time. Like, because I was thinking in my head, like, I like podcasting, but I don't know if I could do that every day.
Yeah. Learning more about him, that just seems like the type of person he is. You know, he does everything from comedy to
comedy?
Yes, he's a comic. He does television. He does jujitsu, heavy into fitness. He's just a really disciplined person. So I think that's just him. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
That's his lane. He can podcast every day.
Yep.
And I don't think it bothers him. And, you know, watching his show, he has all type of people on there.
I know.
And he's like the OG of podcasting. He's been doing it for over 10 years.
Wow.
Before anyone was podcasting.
You actually introduced me to him. I didn't know anything about him until I got with you.
Yeah, that's one thing about just growing a level of discipline. You know, you can do anything. If you're disciplined, you can accomplish anything.
I know. It's all about within and how you go about it.
Yeah. Welcome to the People Being People podcast, everyone, with Mona and Tyler and Mona. It's a new week. We're getting into it. This is a podcast where we talk real life situations, things that are going on in the world and things that are going on in our life. We talk entrepreneurship, everything on this podcast. It's just a way for us to connect with you guys out there. So welcome. I hope you all's Monday is off to a great start. It's a new week. We about to crush this week. Let's get it. Self-love isn't an easy journey.
Especially when you came from a really broken place inside of you.
It's an everyday choice. Yeah. You ready for this?
I am extremely ready to talk and get a little deep today on this Monday morning.
Yeah, I've been excited about sitting down with you and having another conversation on the podcast.
Yes.
You know, I feel that this season is going to be a way for us to connect even deeper with our audience out there. And I'm just excited for some of the conversations we're going to have this season and the guests and everything. You know, I'm ready to dive back into this world. We were just talking about Joe Rogan and all of the different type of people and the different type of conversations he has on his podcast. And he's definitely a inspiration, I feel, for all podcasters out there. So shout out to the OG Joe Rogan. But yeah, I'm excited about this. You know, again, it's been 7 months since we podcasted and we got a lot to share.
Yeah, I feel like we have a lot of new things to share and talk about and get deep. And I think one of those, like, for me personally, like, it's definitely growth. A lot of growth within, I feel like, which, I mean, it's understandable. I feel like everyone grows within 7 months, you know, depending on the type of person you are, honestly. But growth has been a very interesting part in our life. What do you think about that?
I would say that is spot on. You know, it's been nothing but growth over the past 7 months, whether it has been through some of the tough situations we had to experience to grow and through the wins, you know. But the last 7 months has definitely been about growth. And I feel like we need it. We need it because we're focusing on scaling our business right now, reaching a new audience, reaching a broader audience. And with that comes more responsibility. So
I totally agree with that. I feel like, you know, when it comes to us growing, for me personally, I can't speak on your behalf, but for me personally, I feel like I've really noticed a lot of growth when I took the leadership class that we had. Has it? How long? It's been like 4 months.
Yeah, we finished up like late November, was it?
Wow, November. Yeah.
Yeah, so what Mona Lisa is talking about right now, there is a solutions company right here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, where we live, by the name of Think 3D Solutions. And I love their business model and, you know, how they go about their cohorts or, you know, their leadership training, all of that good stuff. But this class was very helpful to us.
Yeah. No, actually, okay. that was okay. Yes, that was a very big part in me actually growing and looking within and getting deeper with knowing who I truly am. But I will say too, once we got this warehouse, that's when I was like, all right, like, okay, our business was obviously legitimate when we were at home, but like being able, like actually like moving into a warehouse, having more responsibility, like that just like switched in my mind, like, all right, like I have to like dive deep into Wake and grow personally, out, you know, physically. And so that was the first step for sure, is when we moved into the warehouse. And I think we kind of talked a little bit about that on our first episode, so I won't get too deep in that. But and then when we joined this leadership class, holy moly, I did not, holy moly. I was
like, wow, I don't hear that from you often. That was funny.
Well, I think that's just like, holy moly. Like it's crazy because when so when I first entered this leadership class, like I knew it was going to be good, but I didn't realize how deep they actually got with us. Like I thought, because usually when people go take leadership classes, it's just surface level leadership. Oh, like, I don't know, to be a good leader, you know, encourage your coworkers to work hard every day. You know what I mean? It's just like surface level. But this, like, it was more so about like growing within, because in order to grow within, if you don't grow within, you're not going to be a good leader.
Absolutely.
And I didn't realize how deep it's a very vulnerable class, and it is definitely uncomfortable, but in such a good way.
So this class that we took, it's called Leaders of Tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
It was a 12-week cohort, and a lot of it we did in person, and some of it was online, you know, due to COVID and all of that.
And babysitter.
Yeah, and you know what I mean? We just talked about the kids last week, or the week before. Yeah. So, you know, you guys know, you kind of in on our life and how things goes with that. But the class was very helpful. We needed it at that time in our life because we just moved into this warehouse. We have a lot, you know, new responsibilities. We have more overhead now. And on top of that, you know, we were working with the team at the time in terms of a event that we were planning called the Wake Showroom. So Leaders of Tomorrow was for sure needed at that time in our life.
Yeah.
You know, and it definitely, you know, helped us get through some of the hurdles we had to experience.
Well, what do you think? You know, I kind of want, like, I want to get a little deeper with you. Like, what do you think was your main takeaway from that leadership class?
I think it was the personal thing because, you know, with traditional leadership training, a lot of the times people are looked at, you know, just as inanimate objects, you know, not having a personal life outside of their profession. Mm-hmm. And with Think 3D and with Leaders of Tomorrow, they focused a lot on the personal, like you said. You know, where do our thoughts come from?
Who are you surrounding yourself with? Right. Where are you putting your time and energy? What, like you said, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, being intentional about our relationships, our friendships, who is in our life, keeping people in the right places, you know, effective communication, all of that stuff. And yeah, it was for sure needed at that time. So I would say my biggest takeaway was really diving into myself and realizing where some of these thoughts that I have had came from, and, you know, why I am the way I am and who I am. You know, it was very personal. So I think I learned a lot more about myself during that time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally agree with you. I feel like for me, it was definitely where I was putting my energy towards and who I surround myself with. Like, that was like very eye-opening. And I remember, like, I think it was like the first day in class, I don't know if it was Tamian or Vonnie, but one of them said, by the end of this class, by the end of this program, you will really realize who your friends are and who are not your friends. A lot of the times people will experience losing friendships, you know, distancing themselves. And I was like, at first I was like, oh, whatever, like, okay, whatever. But literally by week 4, I was like, holy moly, like, this is so true. Like, you know, this I was surrounding myself with just average people, man, like mediocre people who just want to go drink, party, no whatsoever, no like mental, emotional, physical growth at all, like none. And
no personal goals.
And and it was weird because like I was like as class went on, I was still hanging around, my friends, people, average people, and I would just observe and I would be like, what am I doing here? Like what is this doing for me? It's not doing nothing. Like I feel like I was the only one that was actually trying to achieve so much more in life than a lot of these other people
that you were around. Yeah. No, I think that's the majority of people in this life, sadly, because it's hard to work on yourself. It's hard to achieve goals, and a lot of people are fearful of that. A lot of people are fearful of facing the things head on that are holding them back, or fearful of facing the thing that they want in life. They don't want to reach for their goals because it's scary. Yeah, it's a lot of fear that comes into play with that. So I think that's the majority of people. The majority of people in this world are choosing to live an average life. Sad but true.
Yeah. And like kind of like honestly what you told me a couple of weeks back, like sometimes it's just their legacy in their family, in their DNA. It's literally just their legacy to just live this life of chaos, this life of turmoil all the time.
That brings a question to mind. So when I hear that, and when other people hear it, they might think that they're subjected to just what's in their DNA or their family legacy. So how do people, like, can you break that? How do you get away from that? How do you make that decision for yourself and actually, change that family legacy or the dynamic of your friend group and all of that stuff?
Oh my gosh. Yes, you can change it. First, you are the one that is going to like want it. You have to want so much more out of life in order for you to change that paradigm, that dynamic in your family. Because let's be honest, like I don't have the best family dynamic. I didn't grow up in a wealthy, it's not even when I say wealth, I mean this in like every aspect, abundance, happiness. Yes. That's what I mean when I mean
discipline.
wealthy. Discipline,
mental stability.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And so like, I didn't grow up in that, but like, I just knew that I just wanted something different. I wanted something different for myself first and for my kids and for, now that you're in my life and for Tyler too, and a lot of people, they think that, oh, this is just the way that I grew up. So I, like you said, I have to subject myself to just this lifestyle. And it's like, no, you don't. I feel like it's because their mental capacity is like this. It's like this big. No judgment, guys. Like,
but you can expand that though,
Yeah.
And I think it comes down to the point that people don't work on it. People don't take that time to dive within. And one of the things about our class, we focused on that a lot, that, we are capable of so much more than just living in autopilot every day. And you know what I mean? And it takes us taking that time with ourselves and diving within to actually unturn those things and see what's actually going on. And because a lot of the times we're not even like really being conscious of the thoughts that we're having or the things that we're doing.
Yeah, exactly. And going back to the thoughts that we have, remember like last week I told you, I was like, wow, I feel like I don't really have that much negative thoughts at all. Like I really don't have that much negative thoughts about myself. I mean, sometimes I be like Tyler says, melodramatic, but
Let me tell you.
But for the most part though, like
you have grown a lot and I will commend you. And I'm not saying this like I don't have my own growth to work on, because I think I'm working on myself too.
Oh,
but
heck yeah.
You've grown a lot. Let me start with this. And your thinking has changed a lot. It's not as negative as it has been, but you still do have that melodrama going on.
Yeah.
Every now and then, wake up, my hair.
I have new clothes.
I don't have any.
I know. I know.
Yeah.
But
I mean, we all do it. We all fall
and
victim
also,
to it.
yeah. No, yeah. Like Tyler said, we all do it.
I mean, we human. We just people being people.
Yeah.
We're not gonna be like robots. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we have emotions. We have feelings. We
Yeah.
go through it. But you have grown a lot.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. You grown a lot too, boo boo. You a little more advanced than me. I'll give you that. But but you know, going back to like friendships and surrounding yourself with, you know, certain type of people, I've also realized that I cannot change no one. And sometimes it's so hard for me like to fully understand that, because I may see a potential in someone that they don't see. So like I like put all of my energy into helping them and feeding so much knowledge into their life. And I'm saying this without saying like, you know, no one owes me nothing. I don't owe anyone anything. But like at the same time, when I'm like doing all of this stuff, it's like a slap in my face. Like, damn, like you like